of IPOP, I showed my gratitude to them, because my dad actually fought Biafra war. So
yeah.
So and today they mark 30, mark 50 years or something. The Biafra war stopped, But
Yep.
the issue goes that we have to be very, very sensitive in this, because the issue of Biafra has no clear this thing to me, because both Ojukwu and Gowon have not given clear communication what happened and why we shouldn't make that mistake, or why we should make the mistake again. So it's something that people doesn't understand. So today, if you have an input, what you think about Biafra in general, then you just, you share with us. Yes,
Thank you very much for bringing me on the show. Once again, my name is Jeffrey Ambassador Jeff Osayande. Everyone know, those that follow us know who we are. Now, the Biafra issue started way back 1967, and the first war was fought between 1967 and 1997. It started, I think, on the 6th of July 1967 and ended on the 15th of January 1970. Ever since that issue started, it ended after Ojukwu Emeka Odwegu came back from exile.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a little people who wanted him to come and give reasons for what he did and why he did it. Going back to history, the Republic of Biafra, back in 1710, the Republic of Biafra is today the Cameroon.
Okay.
In 1710, back in 1710, how many years ago? This is the present day Cameroon.
Wow.
So the bite of Biafra spread along the eastern coast back to Calabar, towards the Cape of Lopez in Gabon. Today, the second language in Equatorial Guinea is Igbo language. So the history has been traced back clockwise. So the Biafra is in existence. It has been there. So how it gets to the south and southeast and the war started, no one knows. I think it was between Aguiyi-Ironsi. There was some misunderstanding between Aguiyi-Ironsi and how the East and Westerners were massacred and marginalized during the colonial days. As a result of that, I think Pastor Lucky knows a little bit of how what led to the War of Biafra. So that's a little bit of what I've said. When you talk about Biafra, you got to be very sensitive. You don't want to go say something that will make you not to go back home anymore.
Yes.
As far as concerned, we all still have a home to go to. Everybody has the right to agitate for a country, as long as he doing it the proper way, not by killing and brainwashing people to feel belong when they are not actually belonging. So Biafra issue is something one has to be very, very careful when you contribute issues of that nature. Today, the Biafra was supported by France and Israel.
Yes.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, I know there was a meeting they had in Calabar some few months ago, if I'm not mistaken. The Calabar said they are no longer part of the Biafrans. If I thought Biafra was to hold, it gotta go to Calabar because they occupy the bite of Biafra, which is now the present Calabar towards the eastern coast of Gabon. So from there, that's how Biafra spread through Calabar back to the eastern bloc, where we have the main where the war was fought. The capital city was in Enugu. I can still remember 1987. I went to visit the museum in Umuahia.
Okay.
Where, yeah, I've been there. I've been to the underground. I actually went to the underground to go and share. Yeah. So now, there was some few years or few months ago, the operation that went to destabilize the people that was agitating for Biafra. Then Kanu, who's the originator, I can say the originator now because Duku is gone now.
Yeah.
He came trying to set up Biafra, and
we'll come to that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So the issue now is where the majority of the Igbos belongs.
Yeah.
Are they against it, or are they for it? A lot of the Igbos that I've interacted with, some of them said they don't. If you talk to some of them, they will say, "Sorry, I don't even know what you are talking about." Some of them say they know there's Biafra, but they will tell you don't know anything about it. A lot of people are scared in the public to talk about Biafra while you are in Nigeria.
Yes. Okay.
You gotta be very careful when you are discussing it in the public domain or in the public space, where we have DSS now, we have SSS, we have police, we have all sort of security that are trained to listen to ears, to people's voices. So one has to be very, very careful when it comes to the issue of that sensitive nature. The Biafrans, majority of people doesn't want to lose their companies in the north or lose their company in Lagos, because you can see when the war spreads, maybe all the Igbos spread across the whole nation. There should be about 4 to 5 million Igbos still in Cameroon. Yeah, across to Gabon, back to South Africa. There are a lot of Igbos. So if you're gonna declare Biafra as territory today, who is going to join them and who is not going to join them? Then people need to come out. Do you support this or you don't support it? If you are supporting it, you need to be able to tell us why you want a section of the country to be taken out of Nigeria. I believe in one Nigeria. I see Nigeria not breakable, because to be able to succeed in breaking a nation into pieces, there has to be unity. How many Igbos want to leave Lagos to go to the east? How many Igbos want to go from Sokoto, Kaduna, Kanu? Majority of the businessmen we know, the Igbos, majority of them in Sokoto, Kanu, Lagos. So are they going to leave this their business and move to the east? Or is the eastern part of Nigeria able to accommodate all the Igbos? We might not know the numbers at present, but we can't in Anambra, Imo, Owerri, Enugu, and other places. If you combine the population, probably around, let's say, maybe 50 million people. It could be more than that. It could be less than that. So are we going to leave our business behind, leave our family behind, and create a succession out of Nigeria, which I think is going to be impossible, because unity is not there. If you look at our political system, we cannot even decide who are we going to vote for in an election. How are we going to be able to say we are going to break out from a nation? Now, Kanu is based in England, and he has his own network still agitating in Nigeria, but they are doing it silently, not like before. They have to come up in the street, flag everything. Anybody that want to flag it now, probably say his last prayer before you get it at home. And you know, in Africa, human rights is something different. These people can just shoot a gun, carry a gun and just shoot in the crowd. They don't even care how many people die. So somebody that want to die at a younger age will probably want to go and raise that flag as the way it is. Nigeria is a very fragile situation now, where anybody make a mistake, you pay with your life.
Okay, thank you for what you were saying. Like, today I just focused on that war of 18. The history of Nigeria, like you said, you have been to Abia State and saw some of those things. The history of Nigeria is really not clear. But the problem is that, many Igbos, most of the youth, I know some of these people in 20, 30 years, they will do the whole thing for the youth. Majority of the Igbo youths, they are actually agitating for Biafra. They want Biafra. But my problem is that the history of Biafra is not clear. Like you say, many Igbos too, many Igbos that own business, they don't want to lose their business. They will tell you they don't care what they are talking about. Okay? But the youth, I know every country takes the youth. The youth, majority of the Igbo youth are going for the Biafra. They are going for the Biafra. And Nnamdi Kanu, we come back to Nnamdi Kanu anyway. Let's just focus on this Ojukwu and Yakubu. Nigeria was just Nigeria gained their independence. Nigeria get independent in 1960. Get republic on 1963, right? Yeah. So Nigeria was just like 4 years old when Ojukwu declared war against Nigeria, which is Nigeria is still on the transition mood.
Yeah.
Do you think Ojukwu and Gowon was a good friend? They were good class brilliant soldiers, Do you think there's any atom of superiority that placed Ojukwu declaring Biafra? Then he used Igbos, killing of Igbos in the north as a bargaining, tools or empathy in order to gain his own as become a chief in commander. Let's just look on things like that.
The war that broke out between the Nigerian government and the Ibrahim Ojukwu, who was then a colonel, was I think was a fake coup. It seems like it's a fake coup attempt by Agu Yorosin and the like. They were killing people. So that sparked when they were killing the Igbos in the north, and they were leaving the other tribe behind. So that I think that led to the succession and leading to Ojukwu now declaring a republic for himself. At that time, Nigerian just got their independence. Our soldiers just came back from
training. Yes.
They were just boiling. And something of that nature strike. It was a world of war who felt that we are going to win the war. We should stop supplying food.
Okay. Yep.
So when there was no food to eat, then they started fighting within themselves, and the war came to an end.
Yeah.
They declared victory. Now, the issue between the youth at the moment, like at our previous broadcast, that was last week, I talked about security. And my broadcast about 2-3 days ago, I was talking about same security. For a nation to strive, there must be security. Security in the sense of job provisions, industrialization, infrastructural development, provision of electricity, tap water, not just tap water, clean water to drink. All these things got to be put in place. Marginalizing the Igbos against the other tribe. If you look at it, they say we have 3 tribes in Nigeria. Majority 3 tribes. They say the Igbo, Hausa, and the Yorubas. The Edo is being taken out of it. And if you look at the history of Nigeria, it was Edo Empire all along. Edo Empire played a significant role in the present day Nigeria.
Yes. Oba, yeah, I'll come back to that, he was a very learned guy, He's the one that we are coming back to that one also.
So the youth today they felt left behind. If you can't want to start this agitation as a youth, and it's getting old, you can see. Like Mike, he's getting old. He's getting all the white beards now.
Yes.
And he has suffered as well. He's been to prisons and all that stuff. It's not all that rosy for him as well. It's because of the way the youth has been marginalized. If you're not providing anything for the youth, Nigeria have the resources to keep the existence of one nation. Even Nigeria have the resources to look after the whole Africa. But because of corruption of the highest order, the whole nation, not just only the Igbo, is talking about subsection. Some people in Benin will say, let me just break up the whole country so that we know where we are. It's not just only the Igbos. It could be, people say jokingly, but the fact is, when you are existing in a nation that does not care for its citizens, people get to think where they belong. So people want to know, where do I belong in this society if I cannot be able to have 3 square meals? When there is no food in your stomach, no water to even, no good water to drink, people commit suicide. So our youth today is being marginalized because of the present day political system, the way Nigeria is being structured. They structure Nigeria for the rich. They structure Nigeria to take care of the rich. The poor gets poorer. The rich get richer. That's why all the Igbo youth felt left behind. It's not just only the Igbo youth. The Yoruba youth are left behind. Edo youth are left behind. Even the Hausa youth, they are all left behind. You know, you can't imagine today, you still see people pushing truck. Truck, you know that truck in the middle, they still push truck to go and say, if you look at the truck, what are they carrying? Sugarcane, carrots, orange. Present day, here in Australia, you only find orange in supermarket.
Yes.
Even the so-called sugarcane, for you to get sugarcane, you have to plant it in your house here. Otherwise, everything here, they have to go through industry, they turn it to sugar and the like. This is a society where they use fertilizer for nearly everything they plant here. But here in Nigeria, we have every resources that can look after. If the whole country is being looked after, who want to break? The country is like a car. If there's oil is not going to the engine and there's no water supply to cool off the system, the engine is going to knock. And when it knocks, it costs a lot of damages to the system of the car that it costs you a lot of money to fix. In most cases, you can't fix it. That will lead to throwing the car away. That's the situation where the eastern part of Nigeria feel they have been left behind. That's where they are at the moment. Everybody want to go. Brava. Believe me, honestly, when people talk about brava, it makes a very wrong sound in my ear. But I don't see the reason of subsection. All we need to plan how we can restructure Nigeria like Australia. We have Commonwealth here. Whatever you have in your state, make it useful, give a percentage to the federal, and spend the rest to develop your state. At the end of it, every state will be able to look after its own citizen. But in Nigeria, it's nothing of that. Even the so-called governors that we voted in to look after our resources, they just, whatever they give it to them, they put in their pocket. It's only in Nigeria I see a millionaire will come out and say you have 3 oil wells, 5 oil wells, 6 oil wells. The richest in Nigeria, the richest woman in Nigeria have more than 3 or 4 private jets. You have oil block. They call it oil block. I've never heard any here in Australia that somebody will come out at my
no, you cannot. Yeah, you can't have it in Australia. Yeah.
Why would we have to go and give an oil block to sell and make money just for themselves? Those money were meant to develop the state, but these people are using to buy private jets. The streets leading to their house full of potholes. They will go and buy Land Cruisers, buy 4-wheel drive, because they know small cars cannot go on the street. Instead of them to fix the street, they buy those big cars to use to cross the street. Some people, they put their car in the police station. They come and take, they use 4-wheel drive, get to the station and join their Enzo. Beautiful cabs. Does it make sense? For how long are we going to marginalize our youth? And the so-called youth, if you tell them to go and vote so that we can get the proper person in power because of 1,000 naira, these people will set their bet right and then cry later.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it is. Go to Anambra. Everybody praising Peter Obi is the best. And I'm very, very sure there's no tap water in Anambra State. There's no running tap water.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
The best. A society where everybody having boreholes. The borehole in Nigeria is probably more than the population of the people. We are lucky that we don't have earthquake in that environment. We have wells and boreholes. It will lead to a situation whereby the nation will just sink one day because we already dig everywhere.
Yeah, I was suggesting.
I will not blame any youth from the eastern part of Nigeria when they talk about Biafra that they want to go, because somebody you're a graduate, BSc, master degree, OND, HND, they can't find a job.
Yeah.
You know, the traders who are supposed to offer them a job will use them and use them and use them, and they will dump them. For them to pay them off after training them, they will find a way for the boy to make a mistake. They will start setting him up with 100,000, 200,000, 50,000. And when they find the boy taking the money, they will say, sorry, we are not going to. All the years you work for your masters will be in vain. That's how it's on. My people, I feel your pain. Even though we all live in our say, it doesn't mean we are more comfortable than you guys. But the agitation perhaps probably done the wrong way. When people want to go for subdivision of a nation, there's always a very beautiful way you can do it. You can do protests and call for referendum instead of going to gun. A lot of people will die, and in most cases, you will not win. Just like what Ojukwu and Emeka Odumegwu did. He went to gun, and he lost. People lost. Lives were lost. Today, Ogbunigwe is still exploding in most places in the forest in the eastern part of Nigeria. You know what I mean by Ogbunigwe?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
the bucket bomb. The
bucket bomb. Yes. You know,
some of them is still in the forest.
Yeah, you know, you made a very serious statement. You know, Ojukwu. Remember when Ojukwu came, Ojukwu declaring of war, he said he had an agreement with Gowon in Ghana, which he said Abori will stand. Like you said today, Ojukwu was saying that they had this agreement that every state, whatever they produce, they should manage their resources, and they produce kind of some money. The federation, you know, they produce kind of money, just like we manage Australia here. They produce kind of money for the government to function. But when they came back, this is from, I'm just reacting from Ojukwu now. Yeah. When they came back, Gowon could not heed to the agreement. That Gowon, what happens is that Gowon has a conversation with Oba. The Oba really told Gowon that he gave too much. He gave too much away in the Bori. That what he just did is to hand over more power to the eastern part of Nigeria, because the eastern part of Nigeria has a lot of resources. So
there was an oil boom, the palm oil boom.
Yeah, that was the palm oil, yes, and the coals. You know, Enugu got the coals, you know. So Gowon told the Oba then told Gowon that he gives so much. Then Gowon refused to make public comment about the agreement. Ojukwu went to an aired the view to people. Then Gowon have as a military man, he reacted. That's where the war actually started. So what do you say about that? Do you know about the Bori agreement or something? Have you heard of that before?
Over the years, we have so many people. We listen to so many talks from one corner of town to the other.
Yes.
The issue of giving power. That one then Nigeria was in regions. There were no states. Eastern region, Midwestern, Northern region, and Northeast. They were all split. If you look at coming from the independence, the system of government was completely. We have Azikiwe, and who came from the north. He's an Igbo guy born in the north.
Yeah.
Yeah, his powers was limited. So the sharing of the resources were supposed to be done by the regional government. When oil boom came, before the oil boom came, they already started having oil, but it wasn't like this.
Yeah, Maribel.
These people were seeing it. The northern field left out. If we have to share the resources, and then this selfishness of, if I allow the Igbo to have their oil, the Deltans have a lot of oil, what are we going to have in the north? And that is the issue we are still having today, that you see the Hausas are always fighting to have the power in their hand. They don't want the power to go to the south because they know if it goes to the Igbo or go to the southeast, they are going to have issues because they are always thinking. But the funniest thing is, the Southern, the Midwestern, and the Yorubas and every other tribe, there's no unity in the South. I felt sometimes I'm compared to say this. Sorry, I don't want to get anybody offended.
Yeah.
I always say to the Yorubas, change their religion and become Muslim because they believe being a Muslim they can unite the Northern Muslim.
Yes,
fight against those Christians who are not Muslim. You can't imagine that. You see, people they change their religion just because of power. Those days you have Yorubas, they mark the tribal Yorubas. They were different. The present Yorubas now, they are different. You see the Yoruba from Ogun, Ekiti, Oyo, Ondo, Oshun, they never agree. Even though they speak one language. They never agree to each other. Even right here, here in Australia, they don't agree to each other. The Yoruba from Lagos claim to be said to be Lagosians. They never agree, but they speak one language. The Igbos have one language. Money speaks in the East. If you don't have money, you don't belong there.
Yeah, that's true.
So how are we going to succeed if we all have this mentality to say we want a nation of Biafra?
Please, guys, if you are watching, please can you share this program or share the program, guys. Share if you are watching, please. Okay, keep going. Yeah. You know,
not Nigeria. When you say Nigeria has not been fair to other regions, I could say it's on this understatement. Nigeria is a nation let's call it a name. But the presidency are the people responsible in sharing the benefit from every state. It has to be shared equal. So when you say Nigeria, it is the people,
Yeah, there's something, now let's go to the, we have talked about this Nigerian problem, the war. The war has no clear. I told people that we are in trouble. The next generation